Hello everyone and welcome to today's Ukraine update. In this quick video, I will be discussing and telling you guys about the latest things going on in the front lines. First, let's start off at obatine. First, this verbose breakthrough that people are talking about. There's video of Ukrainian vehicles actually near verbose breaking through the Russian defense line. However, the full video shows that the Ukrainians were destroyed. The Ukrainian vehicles were destroyed, according to some sources. So if this is correct, probably not a breakthrough. Okay, now moving on to Novoprokopivka, a Ukrainian, I'm assuming they were DLGs, but Ukrainians did manage to get pretty deep in the settlement, where a Russian did end up killing 2 Ukrainians right over here. He snuck behind them. There's video footage of this. However, YouTube will not condone this or allow this at all, so I'm not going to even show it. However, there is video footage of this, of a Russian soldier sneaking behind the Ukrainians. There's a firefight, and according to sources, 2 Ukrainians were killed because of that. Because of how deep they went, either the Russians weren't expecting this, or the Ukrainians just snuck in and are going to do some attack near Novoprokopivka probably pretty soon, probably in the next coming days. I would say max a week and a half before Ukraine tries. Not going to say I'm not saying it's going to be successful. I'm just saying they're probably going to try to hit Novoprokopivka pretty soon. So that's basically it. According to some reports, Russian Russian counterattack did manage to recapture some positions near obatine. Obviously, we're going to need video confirmation before claiming that as a fact. And now, oh, sorry for that. I think we're going to Russia somewhere. Okay, now moving to obatine. We did get reports a week and a half ago, around that time, that the Ukrainians did enter, were driven back, such and such, and basically what's happening now, we got photo confirmation of Russians shelling this area, this tree line area over here. And if they obviously aren't shelling the trees, they're probably shelling Ukrainian DLG units or a Ukrainian force. Obviously, we're going to find out probably from a bunch of video footage if it was a large scale attack coming later on today. However, that is pretty close to obatine, so we could have another battle for obatine, battle for it. And Ukraine has basically promised the West that they will recapture 3 cities before the end of this year. They said, I believe it was Bakhmut and Tokmak, but they did not name the 3rd city, and the 3rd city could be Donetsk. I'm not saying it is, it just could be, and that could be why the advance on obatine is happening. Obatine, excuse me, sorry for that. Anyway, moving on to Klashivka, Russian MOD posted a video of Russian soldiers in Klashivka saying it was still under their control yesterday. However, today we see Russian geolocated footage of them bombing Klashivka over here, and over here. So I'm pretty sure that footage was old footage, and I'm pretty sure Russia does not have control of Klashivka. Now, a thing I want to talk about, and this is just going to be quick. There were reports of a German manned leopard tank that got destroyed. Now, I am not one to say just go off with anything just because there's reports of that. I personally believe that those were Germans. Obviously, they were speaking German according to the report. However, people are saying they're NATO forces. I personally don't believe that. If you have a group of Americans going into Ukraine, they can know some Ukrainian, but if they're in a group of Americans, they are going to be speaking English 9 times out of 10. So just because they're speaking German does not mean they're German forces. Many people are saying, oh, German forces are in Ukraine, German forces are helping, German forces are using leopard tanks. I personally think, even though Russia has claimed this, I personally think if this was actually a fact and the Russian MOD actually knew for certain NATO troops were helping in Ukraine, they would be much more aggressive towards NATO and stuff like that. My personal opinion, it could well have been a German group of guys speaking German. Because they're German, that's their mother tongue, so they speak to each other in that while in operations. And it was a German group, it wasn't like Ukrainians were in there as well. That's my personal thoughts on the Germans helping out the Ukrainians. I don't believe those are NATO forces. Could have been like they used to work for the German military. That's not 100% true, because no, that is true, because they were driving and they knew how to operate a Leopard 2 tank, or a Leopard tank, whatever Leopard tank it was a Leopard tank. So that's just my personal opinion. I do not believe those are NATO forces. I believe they were German forces speaking their mother tongue. Basically, that's the end of today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, join the Fact Army. Again, YouTube, I do not condone any violence or war of any kind. I'm simply reporting on the facts in this conflict.